What's up, family? Today's show is going to be a very hurtful show. It's going to be very hurtful for me, as it is for every black woman watching this show. And it's simply going to hurt me only because I truly love black women. And, all things being equal, that's truly my dating and my love preference. Not to say that, I don't like the other races, but, if I had to choose my ultimate ideal woman, it'd be a dime sister. And that just is what it is. Okay, before I get started with this topic, let me say this. I'm going to have to break this series up into a few different parts because I do have a lot to express on this topic in particular. And again, it is a very painful topic, so I would like to be as detailed as possible. So right now, the goal is to post each part of the series as quick as possible. So if I can get everything done in one day, I'm going to post it all in one day. At minimum, at worst case scenario, the goal is to post each part on consecutive days. So please be patient with me as I go through this in detail, because I really want to address this topic in particular from my heart with diligence and with patience. So with that said, we're going to get started. So let's get down to business. All right, so I personally believe there's 3 or 4 reasons why black men are steering away from black women. And I want to give you guys the honest and truthful answers to that question, and hopefully enlighten some of you what we need from our black women as black men. And hopefully it will resonate with you and hit home, or it won't. So truly your choice. The first reason that black men are steering away from black women is attitude. Unfortunately, through all of my experiences, there's no question in my mind that amongst all races of women, the black woman has the nastiest attitude. Okay, now here's an example of what I mean by just bad and nasty attitudes. And this is a true story. So I remember when I'm living in Las Vegas, I actually, go back to New York because I go home to visit. And I go home and I remember I'm going to visit one of my boys. And, I'm low on gas, so I stop at the gas station. So I get out the gas station and your boy looking dipped that day. So I see this fly sister, getting some gas too. Now pay attention here now. Her windows were tinted, black tinted. I mean like limo tints. So, I go over to her. I'm sorry. So I go over to her and I'm like, "Excuse me, love, how you doing?" Wow. And you know what she says to me? "How fucking dare you talk to me in front of my kids? Who the fuck do you think you are? You don't see I got my kids with me?" Whoa. And I mean, listen, I had to lower my voice because I got my mic right beside me. But when I tell you that this female yelled at me, yo, it was horrendous. It was brutal. Now understand, man, there was no way that I was able to see that she had kids with her. And to be honest with you, had I noticed that, she's right, I wouldn't have stepped to her. But your kids are in the back in black tints. But let me ask you this. Was that the best way she could have handled herself? Now I'm telling you this, and this is real. Ain't no white woman or woman of any other race, I personally believe, that's going to react like that. For the most part. Now she may say the same exact things, but she is not going to raise her voice at a man and act like she don't got a drop of common sense. I mean, it was so bad. I called my boy and told him what happened, and he knew I was heated. And the niggas on the phone laughed with me, and he was like, "Yo, welcome back home, fam. You already know what it is." And I drove over there. I mean, I think I was mad about half the day. Like, I was hot. Like, I'm controlling my words now, but Lord of mercy, nigga, boy, listen. Woo sa, nigga. Woo motherfucking sa. Boy, I had a right to beat her ass on the spot. What you say to me, Anime? You testing old Ike? But that's a sister. Now I'll do you one better. So one day, me and this shorty, man, we riding on the train and we talking, I don't even know where the hell we was going. But we on the train, we riding. I think we was on the E train, man. We coming from Queens, man. And we going to the city. So we see this female and she's on the train too. So this dude comes up And he sits down next to her and begins politicking with her. So now the whole time we really observing, because now I'm talking shit. I'm like, yo, you think he gonna scoop her? So she's like, well, I don't know. So we watching the conversation, we watching the body language, and for the most part, shit seems pretty cordial. So long story short, she ends up getting up, because I guess her stop came. So when she's about to get off the train, and Lord strike me down if I'm lying, she turns around and says, nigga, I wish I had a 380 so I can shoot you in your face. Yo, me and Shorty lost it. When I tell you, man, even today, me and homegirl is still cool. We talk about that shit all the time. All the time. I wish I had a 380 so I can shoot you in your face. I think I stopped listening to hip hop after that. Like, I was done. Threw away my Jay-Z, my 50, all them niggas got in the trash. Real story. True story. That's what she turned around and said. That's a sister. So what's the point and what's the moral in those stories? The reality is that amongst all the races out there, I am not going to say that there is not women of any other races that may act like that. But for the most part, you find that hostility, you find that attitude more in black women than you do any other race. And as black men, we've experienced a plethora of it. We've experienced it so much. And it gets to the point where you get tired. Now, a lot of women like to make the excuse, well, he's with a white girl, he's with this because he's weak. I mean, honestly, that's a weak argument. And more importantly, what makes it weak is not accepting responsibility for the reasons maybe why. Now, that's not to say that there aren't some black men who are not weak and who do not date outside of the race based on weakness alone. But for the most part, I personally don't believe that's true. And the reason why I say that is because I know a ton of brothers. I know a ton of black men. And for the most part, all of them got love for sisters. All of them think sisters is dimes. But it's what comes along with a black woman that ultimately makes them run away. And makes them like, you know what? I'm cool. Like, I just want a woman who's going to appreciate me for being a good man and bad man, but at the same time, is comfortable being a woman and is comfortable being nice, and more than anyone, I do not want the stereotype of bad attitudes to be on black women, but I'd be full of shit if I said that to a certain extent, they really don't apply. Black women, my beautiful black women, my women who I'm gonna marry whenever I choose to get married. I'd personally be surprised if she was anything but a sister. You have to find a way to lose that attitude, because it is your attitude that is pushing us away. Now, I'm not gonna say that your attitude isn't justified. I'm not gonna say that your experiences haven't led to your attitude. But what do your experiences have to do with me? I didn't hurt you. I don't even know you. So why am I paying for the crimes of another dude? Just like I shouldn't make you pay for the crimes of any of my past females. So you can see we're short on time, so we'll continue this discussion in part 2. But I will say this. Before you take the time to disagree with any part of the series that you're going to watch, take the time to find one of your black male friends and have him watch the series and see if he agrees or disagrees. Because ultimately, it's not about what you think on this particular subject. It's about what we think. And if you truly want to have us come back home per se, then listen. That's my time, y'all. I'll see you in part 2. One love.